All right, what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving a 2018 Chevy Camaro ZL1. Up front is a 6.2 liter supercharged V8. And down below is actually a 10-speed automatic transmission. If you want to read more of my thoughts, head on over to carmarshal.com/overdrive. We'll be writing a complete article about the ZL1. But let's get back to that supercharged 6.2 liter. So I've dealt with 6.2 liter supercharged engines before. They're awesome engines. I mean, you can't deny a 6.2 liter supercharged V8. It's an LT4, which is the Z06 engine, and we might give it just a little bit of a rip here. Oh man. Oh, that's an aggressive downshift. Yeah, it's a supercharged V8. I mean, it'll make you laugh and smile every time you hit the gas. It makes that awesome noise. I love when supercharged cars actually make supercharged noises. It reminds you of the fact that you're not driving a rental Camaro, you're driving something very special, and I think that's really cool. Now paired to it is a 10-speed automatic transmission. And I know a lot of people right off the bat, even still today, like, oh, 10-speed auto or even automatic transmission in a muscle car, like that's just not right. Well, I actually kind of like it. First of all, I like reviewing automatic transmissions because I don't have to worry about the clutch. I don't have to worry about missing a gear or anything like that. The car just does what it's supposed to do. And I love that. And the 10-speed, it's super quick to shift. And the other thing is that I would think 10 gears, that's a lot of gears. It's going to be shifting every single second of the day. It's going to shift into a different gear. That's not the case with this either. I haven't really felt any aggressive shifting or anything that feels out of the ordinary. It just goes, and that's the biggest thing that I love about the Auto Trans. You can shift the transmission on the paddle shifters, which are behind the steering wheel, but it's not necessary. Really, I'm really genuinely impressed with this transmission. Just barely hitting the gas. Oh, and you start hearing that noise. Oh man. It almost feels like when you're a really little kid and you hear the train coming and you get excited even though you can't even see it. Oh God. So let's get into the interior. Well, in front of me I have two actual gauges. On the right is speedometer, on the left is tachometer. Really, really like that. Even though it's an automatic, I like seeing the revs. I like knowing what the car is doing. In the middle though, there is a screen with additional gauges. These are digital gauges. We have oil pressure, coolant temperature, fuel, and boost, which looks really cool. It has a cool little supercharger symbol. And then in the middle, you have your speed in actual digits, but you can actually change that. We can go to speed limit for the area, which is not necessary, a timer, tire pressure, oil life remaining, and a bunch of other pages that you can scroll through. Additionally, there's also a menu that will tell you how hot or cold the tires are, which is huge if you are into taking the car out on the track. It's a big deal. With the gauges, I do have a heads-up display, which is displaying on the windshield right now, which is absolutely awesome. It's very easy to see, even though it's very sunny today. It's super easy to see. So on the steering wheel, I do get phone controls, as well as my cruise control, stuff like that. It's a really nice steering wheel. It's an Alcantara wheel, super, super nice. The steering wheel is also heated, which is really cool. So not only does it look cool, it's really functional. To the left, I actually get a giant vent, which is awesome. I have memory seats, power windows, power automatic windows, so one touch, that's it. Then like I said, behind the wheel, you get those paddle shifters, and the wheel actually says ZL1. I love when cars do this. I love when they remind you that you're driving something special. You spent that extra money, you should get things that will remind you that it's special. Moving on to the right, I have a giant entertainment system. This will tell you anything you want to know about the car. This is also your GPS. This is also your radio, that sort of thing. It's a giant infotainment system. Down below that, you get your heating and air conditioning controls, which, like the 2017 1LE I drove, you actually change the temperature by spinning the vent itself. I think that's really cool. It cuts down on the number of buttons that you need, and it's integrated into the dash. I think it's really simple, but really effective. Then, of course, you have your shifter, which you can move over and plus minus if you'd like to, if you don't want the paddle shifters or whatever like that. Then you have your traction control off button, your fun donut button, and then you have your mode button. Now there are a couple different modes, and I'll go through them now in the ZL1. So right now we're in tour mode. This is just going to be your daily driving, not doing anything, just getting through traffic, that sort of mode. That's what that's for. Now we move it down to sport. It's gonna tighten up some things. It's, not the most aggressive mode. The most aggressive mode is track mode. So what track mode does is it, first of all, opens up the exhaust. This thing sounds absolutely nasty, and this is the stock exhaust. It sounds amazing. But it stiffens up the steering wheel, it sharpens up your shift points, it'll hold on to gears longer, keep you in that power band, keep you in the boost longer, and that's huge for track mode. Then we do have one more mode, which is snow and ice. This is going to really up your traction control and that sort of thing. If you do plan on driving this in the wintertime, that's definitely the mode you're gonna wanna stay in for the majority of the time. Down below the mode, I do get a electronic parking brake and actually a cigarette lighter, which I just noticed. I didn't even know that that's what that was. You get a little cigarette lighter right by the shifter, which is nice. If you charge your phone, it'll be right there. You can leave your phone in the cup holder, which you do get 2 cup holders. And then you get a center console, which kind of lies to you about how big it is. The center console looks giant, and then you open it, and it's about the size of a Hot Pocket. And then, of course, there are back seats, which I have not missed muscle cars for this reason, because now I will do a back seat review. We're going to do a back seat review of the ZL1. I hate muscle cars for this reason. I have to move the seat up. All right. Oh, God. Oh, I can push this up. Okay. Ow. Ow. So, headspace, not good. Seats, rather comfortable, but headspace, not good. What's really interesting, though, is that back here, there is a wireless charger for your phone. So this is an iPhone XR, and it will actually charge your phone back here. So if you have kids, and I say kids because that's the only people that'll fit back here, they can wirelessly charge their devices, which is super nice. I don't think I even get a center console. I don't get cup holders. As you can see, I have to kind of sit like this, and that's with the seat all the way up. Over here, I see no type of leg room. No type. Don't buy a muscle car for the back seats. That's for sure. All right, now the dismount is even less graceful somehow. Help. I'm being birthed. The last thing about the interior of the Camaro is that the visibility is not great. I'm decently tall, and so the windshield looks kind of small to me. Rear visibility, not good. Side visibility, actually pretty good. Better than the Challenger, I would say. Man, visibility is not good, but because it is 2018, or this is a 2018 model, it does have a backup camera. So, I mean, you don't really need to look back all that much. Speaking of which, though, I forgot to mention this with the interior. This will be the last thing, is that the rear view mirror looks like it doesn't have a rim. And I actually really like that. It looks really modern. It looks super nice. And I actually just really like the look of it. I know I normally don't comment on rear view mirrors, but I really, really like that. The seats are Recaro. They grab you really well, which is a big deal because I am a larger guy. It's hard to find seats that I actually really like. And these seats I actually really do like. They hold me really well. The seats are heated and cooled, which again, they are functional and they look good, and really impressed by that. So I was thinking about this because I have reviewed a ZL1 before. It was a 2013 ZL1, and it didn't win my best muscle car of the year because it was almost too much power. For me personally, a 21-year-old kid, there's no real reason why I would need 650 horsepower. And I think what I've boiled it down to is that I look at the Camaro ZL1 like I look at horror movies. I'm gonna go off into a story here for a second. A long time ago, this was in 8th grade, I liked this girl. She invited me to go see a movie called The Woman in Black. And she invited me at school, and I was like, oh, this is the best time. I'm gonna show her I'm such a man. Like, this is awesome. I go to the movie theater. I cannot tell you a single scene from that movie because I was either staring at the floor or watching the movie like this. And that is exactly how I feel about this Camaro. I am terrified to go full throttle in this thing. I'm scared to floor it. I have a green light with a bunch of room, and I'm not gonna well, maybe I'll do it a little bit. Okay, on paper, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll watch that movie, no worries. But then when I actually go to watch the movie, I kind of sit there like looking through my fingers and terrified out of my mind. So on paper, if we're talking, oh yes, I love the Camaro. The ZL1, it's fast, it's quick, it's awesome, it's manly. But then when I'm actually driving this, I'm like, I'm almost scared to go full throttle. Oh, it's scary. I don't need this horsepower in my life, but I am so glad that this amount of horsepower is in my life. I mean, that's just, I don't need it, but I want it. I think that's the biggest thing about the Camaro, is that I don't need it, but oh man, do I want it. Oh my God. Ooh, third gear. The paddles are so responsive. Jeez. So if you want to buy a 2018 Camaro ZL1, just be prepared. Be prepared to be scared of what's sitting in your garage. Be prepared to drive a little bit nervously, at least for me. Either drive nervous or you gotta have a big set on you. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys learned something about the 2018 Chevy Camaro ZL1. If you want to read more of my thoughts, head on over to carmarshall.com/overdrive. Muscle cars, you cannot go wrong with these. And they just keep getting better and better with each year. But take care, guys.
There goes a sight from my soul.